It's day 18 of India's 21-day lockdown, and it looks like we have to reset this countdown following the extension of the lockdown today. I'm Suraksha.
I'm Akhil.
Over the next few minutes, we will bring you updates regarding the spread of this virus across the country with specific focus on Karnataka. First up, over to Akhil to see what the numbers look like today.
There's no good news when it comes to these numbers, Suraksha. They continue to rise. Over 8,000 cases have been reported in India so far. Close to 7,000 people are active reported carriers of the novel coronavirus in India. 785 people have recovered since they were first tested. The death toll has climbed to 257. ICMR has tested more than 160,000 samples for COVID-19 from across the country, among which over 15,000 tests were conducted yesterday alone. The ICMR is finalizing the protocol for convalescent plasma therapy for the treatment of severely ill COVID-19 patients. In plasma therapy, the blood plasma donated by a person who has recovered from COVID-19 will be transfused to patients tested positive for the virus. The antibodies present in the plasma of the recovered patient help in neutralizing the SARS-CoV-2 virus in the infected patient. However, the ICMR has clearly stated that this will be used only for severely ill patients, like those on ventilator support. Scientists in Wuhan, China, saw improvement in severely ill patients within 3 days of the transfusion of plasma from recovering patients. 8 new cases have been reported from Karnataka today. With this, there are 170 active cases in Karnataka, and the state has recorded 6 deaths so far. 3 more people were discharged today. With this, the total number of discharged patients in the state has risen to 39. Of the 8 fresh cases reported in the state today, 5 are from Mysore and belong to the Nanjangud Pharmaceutical Company cluster. 2 are from Bengaluru and 1 is from Bidar. All of them have direct contact with COVID-19 positive cases. Among the patients reported today is a 32-year-old doctor working in a hospital in Bengaluru's East Zone. He's the second treating doctor to contract the infection. He has now been admitted to Victoria Hospital. The BBMP is in the process of sealing the hospital, so there is a possibility of other OPD patients testing positive. From the other states, West Bengal has extended its lockdown in 10 hotspots, including parts of Kolkata. The state has been facing criticism of not testing enough, and it currently has 89 active cases. Kerala has reported its 3rd case and has 228 active cases. The state government says that it has managed to flatten the curve due to its extensive measures. The state has gone to the 10th position. Just a few weeks ago, it had the highest number of cases in the country. Apart from Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh has seen the 2nd highest number of fatalities. The state has recorded 40 deaths so far and has 418 active cases. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Delhi continue to be at the top of the tally.
As the numbers of positive cases continue to rise, Prime Minister Modi has been in touch with chief ministers across the country to decide on the fate of the lockdown. Some states have put forward their own plans. Odisha was the first state to announce the extension of the lockdown till April 30. Punjab has announced an extension till May 1st. Maharashtra has extended the lockdown to the end of the month, and Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal has said that he is in favour of an extension till April 30th. Kerala has suggested a 3-phase district-wise relaxation of lockdown depending on the number of new cases and the people under observation. The Prime Minister has said that the next 3 to 4 weeks are critical to determine the impact of the steps taken until now to curb the virus. He also suggested specific measures for agriculture and allied sectors, including the modification of APMC laws to facilitate sale of farm produce. Chief Minister B.S. Yadurappa has announced that the lockdown will continue for another 15 days, but relaxations will be allowed in a graded manner. Following a 4-hour-long video conference with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the CM said that there will be relaxation for the agriculture and industrial sectors, and government offices will be allowed to work with partial strength. A detailed guideline from the centre will be issued in the next 2 days. A PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking a direction to the government to carry out universal house-to-house testing to trace people infected by COVID-19 and isolate them for treatment. The PIL filed by Advocate Shashwat Anand and 3 others said the measure of social distancing and lockdown is insufficient without mass testing. It also sought a direction to the centre and the states to transfer the money from the PM National Relief Fund, the PM Cares Fund, the CM Relief Funds entirely to the National Disaster Response Fund established under the Disaster Management Act 2005. With the extension of the lockdown, the migrant labourers have been among those badly hit as they are stuck in different parts of the country without food or money. Hundreds of angry migrant workers in Surat defied the lockdown rules and came out on the streets complaining about food, demanding salary and permission to be allowed to travel back to their hometowns. They went on to vandalize property, setting some on fire. Police said that the migrant workers are employed in a textile industry. Police said that they have registered an FIR against the migrant workers for rioting and arson among other charges and detained over 70 people. Another group of construction workers working under under Surat diamond bores defied the lockdown and complained of unavailability of ration and lack of money. The nearest shop was more than 2.5 kilometers from their construction site, and about 400 workers are stuck at the site following the announcement of lockdown. In Karnataka, a coalition of 17 organizations representing the several workers' unions have asked the government to hold consultations with those representing marginal communities such as farmers, workers' unions, women's groups, transgender groups, Adivasi and Dalit groups before extending the lockdown. In a release, they asked the government to ensure food security as daily wage labour has been hit hard and access to public health facilities. The Karnataka High Court has found several lapses in the report submitted by the BBMP Commissioner on shelter homes to rehabilitate stranded migrant workers. While the BBMP told the court that only 100 people are without shelter in the Majestic area, the Karnataka State Legal Services Authority said on April 7 that 2,000 people have been stranded in the area due to the lockdown. There was a difference in numbers for the night shelters as well. The BBMP said it had created 13 shelter homes, but the legal authority told the bench that the 13 are existing night shelters and not new ones. The matter has been posted for April 13th. While most of us feel safe at home during these times of uncertainty, for others, especially women and children, home is where the danger is. Since the nationwide lockdown was imposed on March 25th, there has been a spike in the number of domestic violence being reported across the country. In order to address these cases, the National Commission for Women has launched a WhatsApp number 721-773-5371 to report cases of domestic violence. The Commission has urged people to report such cases through messages on the number so that the agency can provide necessary support and assistance to women in distress. It's not just humans who have been hit hard by the lockdown. Akhil's been following up on how the animals in the city are dealing with this abrupt change in their environment.
Well, that's right, Suraksha. The lockdown has hit some species more than others. The street dogs of Bengaluru seem to be confused by the sudden absence of humans, which has compelled them to enter inner streets and residential areas in search of food, as well as some human company. Many of these stray animals depend on waste and leftovers from hotels and restaurants, and they've been hit hard by the lockdown. According to some animal rights activists in the city, stray dogs are being killed by members of the public who believe that the animals cause the spread of the virus. Chief Minister Yadurappa reminded people of their constitutional duty to take care of stray animals and birds around us by feeding them and by providing them water, as the country battles with COVID-19. Member of Parliament and animal rights activist Maneka Gandhi had earlier tweeted that Bengaluru Police Commissioner Bhaskar Rao is ready to help animal feeders. The commissioner has specified that there is no special feeder pass needed to feed the animals. He said that he has ordered the police to give feeding crews free passage at checkpoints provided they have all safety equipment, including masks. However, not all animals have been lucky. Bengaluru is seeing increased cases of pet abandonment due to the rumors that pets might transmit COVID-19. Not only pedigree dogs are affected, but also domesticated cats and novelty pets like rabbits and birds are being released into the open or dumped on the streets and shelters. The scientific research so far is clear. Pets cannot transmit the disease to humans. If you find an animal that looks abandoned or in need of help, please call CARE, CUPA, or People for Animals in Bengaluru. You can also call the local animal shelter no matter where you live. And before we go, if there's one section that is quite happy with the lockdown, it must be the 500-odd captive elephants of Kerala. March-April months used to be the peak season of the temple festivals in the state, and the elephants were an integral part of them. Despite the scorching summer, elephants used to be paraded for kilometers, often flouting the animal welfare norms. Several incidents of elephants running amok, sometimes even claiming lives, used to be reported every year during the festive season. However, thanks to the lockdown now, about 1,000 temple festivals have been called off. Thrissur Puram, a major festival where around 30-odd elephants used to be paraded at a time in Thrissur and which is scheduled to be held on May 3rd, is likely to be called off. In Thrissur district, 55 festivals have been called off in March alone. So that's a relief for the jumbos. That's all from Suraksha and me today. For the latest updates, log on to DeccanHerald.com. Stay safe, stay indoors, and we'll see you tomorrow.